Hallo, willkommen zu The Beginner's Guide. Das ist ein Spiel vom Macher, zumindest vom Creator von The Stanley Parable. Das Spiel habe ich ja wahnsinnig gerne auf meinem Kanal gespielt, weil es einfach absolut genial ist. Deswegen bin ich gespannt, was uns da erwartet. Ich weiß absolut gar nichts über das Spiel, außer dass es 1,5 Stunden lang sein soll. Also vielleicht bekomme ich das sogar irgendwann mal fertig im Vergleich zu vielen anderen Projekten, die ich angefangen habe und immer noch, ja, irgendwo in der Luft rumschweben. Aber ja, ich sage, wir reden nicht lange um den heißen Brei und starten mal das Spiel. Bitte Audio einschalten. Also wenn ihr das ohne Audio guckt, dann... Ja, warum guckt ihr dann das Video eigentlich? Steuerung, wie ist die und Maustaste, ja, okay. Das ist irgendwie klar. So.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable. And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. Irgendwie interessant, dass es diesmal nicht so irgendwie Mindfuck-mäßig ist, sondern mal, ich sag mal, schlafendes Potenzial aufzeigt. Achtung, Flüstermaschine aktiv, sofort evakuieren.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay, ich muss anscheinend einfach nur rauslaufen. Ja, das ist aber ziemlich leise, der Ton. Kommen da irgendwann Gegner auch?
it kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Ja, ich meine, es geht da nicht weiter. Ah doch, okay, jetzt geht eine Tür auf.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Okay. Sind das für Löcher? That's what he said. Okay. Ich versuche ja irgendwie, glaube ich, Geheimnisse zu
Apparently
entdecken.
the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay. Ich wollte das aber machen. Kann ich da wieder zurück oder so?
Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Ja, das will ich auch meinen. Ich meine, jetzt kenne ich den Weg schon. Jetzt ist es eigentlich Fahrt. Okay, nee. Gehen wir wieder zurück, wenn ich den Rückweg jetzt wieder finde. Ich glaube nicht, dass da irgendwas noch versteckt ist. Oder warte mal. Vielleicht hat der Typ, der die Spiele gemacht hat... Wir sollen das ja selber irgendwie interpretieren. Vielleicht hat der Typ da irgendwas versteckt. Kann ja immer wieder sein. Aber ich glaube auch, ich suche zu viele Secrets. Ich frage mich trotzdem, woher ist die Musik eigentlich? Wurde die nachträglich komponiert oder eingefügt? Oder konnte er das selber komponieren? Weil ich meine, dann hat er doch echt viel schlafendes Potenzial. Und ich glaube, ich bin jetzt mittlerweile schon alles abgegangen. Und jetzt finde ich den Rückweg nicht mehr. Gut gemacht, Lord 3D. So, da ist auch eine Sackgasse. Also ja, ich glaube, Secrets sind hier keine, aber... Oh, die Pistole. Also das Maschinengewehr kann ja leer sein. Ich kann es aber jetzt nicht mehr nachladen. Okay, ich dachte, man hat unendlich Munition. Shit. Aber Gegner werden ja anscheinend keinen kommen. Von dem her.
This is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Oh.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
What the fuck? Warum? Ja, jetzt bin ich schon ein bisschen verwirrt. Warum macht man so ein Spiel? Wo man sich selber opfern muss. Dann ist man
Let me
tot.
pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh, ich respawne einfach. So, nee, warte, ich soll jetzt nochmal reingehen und schauen, was passiert. Oh. Sag mal, ist das wirklich ein Fehler,
causes
oder?
you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Also ich muss schon sagen, irgendwie finde ich das Spiel ja interessant, auch wenn es jetzt irgendwie kein Ziel hat. Die Vergangenheit lag hinter ihr. Ich kann mich nicht bewegen übrigens. Ich kann da springen. Kann ich klicken? Hallo? Also,
Yep. In this game
was?
you can only walk backwards.
Oh mein Gott, und ich war gerade voll verwirrt, warum ich mich nicht bewegen kann. Sag mal, wenn ich nur rückwärts gehe, dann liegt die Vergangenheit immer hinter mir? Das heißt, ich laufe in die Vergangenheit?
So
Was?
it's a short and relatively
Auf die Zukunft
minimalist
war noch nicht
experiment
zu sehen.
combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a
Ändert sich die
pre-existing trope.
Zukunft ständig. Vergangenheit lag hinter ihr. Okay. Oh! Die Zukunft war noch nicht. Warum ändert sich die Zukunft ständig? Okay, irgendwie ist das schon ein bisschen gruselig. Wenn sie stehen bleibt und sich umsieht, wird es klarer. Ja, das stimmt. Weil das mache ich die ganze Zeit. Sag mal, der Typ, der das Spiel gemacht hat, ist irgendwie schlau. Der weiß eigentlich genau, was man so macht in so einer Situation. Aber wenn die Zukunft immer hinter ihr liegt, wie soll sie dann die Kraft finden, sich ihr zu
It's a
stellen?
short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.